we knew that it had to be around family. It's the first time people are going to be seeing Chicken Licken talk about it. So we knew that we had to play around that territory. It was like the biggest validation that I could get. Yeah, okay, I'm doing the right thing, you know.
Sure, because now I wouldn't even know. I'm like, do I just write a copy and then write?
Yeah, because a lot of people even confuse it with like printing CDs. Like, when I like copywriter, they're like, yeah, print my CD, you can sell something.
You're a pirate.
Yeah. It's a tough one. One thing I tell anybody aspiring to be a copywriter is just
my doggy dog.
What's up, my G? You good?
Bad.
Life is good. I'm too blessed. How about you?
Hey man, you're asking me like we're in an interview or something. Asking Spaza.
Spaza yimfethu siphi sonke.
Ngizolindaba mina. I'm here for the news. Yeah, ngizolindaba.
Mphethe njalo ephethe indaba. Indaba zeindaba.
Oh, kunenja yendaba.
Kunenja yendaba. You thought you were the dogs of the news. There's a top dog of the news.
But I must say, you know, the person we're not going to start this normally as we normally do. The person we have today, we've always been promising to bring them here because this person is a genius. And not just a normal genius. He's a genius because you've seen his work everywhere.
But you don't know.
You don't know. He's really good at what he does, but he's super humble about it. I'm looking at him now and he's super humble about it. Very, very humble about it. But this is an amazing dude who's done some amazing work. I believe he has a can.
He has got a can.
He's going to explain
for those who don't know what a can is. It's not a can of vanilla coke that we had last week. No. It's one of the most prestigious awards in the advertising industry. It's like the Oscars of advertising. He's got that.
Yeah,
he's got a Grammy. Basically, it's a Grammy.
It's a Grammy of advertising. Yeah. Wow, what a privilege we actually have.
And he's about to get a Grammy.
Oh, a Grammy.
Yes.
What is the Grammy?
For his music. He's also an artist.
He's also an artist.
This guy is multi-talented.
He's a multi-talented. But this is really an amazing dude who we happen to stumble upon his work and just what he does. And I think you guys haven't seen the advert he's done. Or did we
it was Ad of the Week last week.
It was Ad of the Week last week. No. Ad of the Week last week. This guy here has done some work on it. But we're rambling on too much.
Hey.
I want us to introduce the man of the hour, the man of the moment, Marvin Mpanda, right?
Yes, sir. Marvin Mpanda, aka Marv Man Lenyora. But yeah, you got it right.
Marv Lenyora.
Lenyora.
So the Lenyora is for the hip hop side.
Exactly, you know.
Nice.
So that's when you have your hip hop hat.
Exactly, yeah.
It's off, it's Marv.
It's Marvin Mpanda, government name, you know. 100%.
Love that. You even took out the engine number. I won't lie, you know, welcome to Spaza Talk.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and honoring the invite.
Sure.
Firstly, you're definitely a sought after person because the work that you do is not just for anybody to do.
Bless.
We see it on TV, we see it on everywhere. We talk about it, we criticize it, we say all these things.
Yeah.
But you are the people that are involved in it. One of the things we like to do at Spaza Talk is allow you to introduce yourself because we feel like we might miss some things.
Sure.
So please could you introduce yourself to our audience? Tell them who you are and read out your whole resume. If you
okay, cool. Sure, fair too. My name is that my camera?
That's you there, yeah.
Sure. My name is Marvin Mpanda, aka Marvin Man Lenyora. Copywriter / producer / artist, all the way from Pretoria. Zgandafo.
Sure.
And yeah, man, you know, in Josie now trying to make things happen. So that's pretty much who I am. Like they said, the guy said, I'm a musician. I'm also a copywriter, like 7 years experience in the game. Worked on exciting brands like Coca-Cola, Debonair's, and now Chicken Licken and Castle Milk Stout, you know?
What is copywriting, bro? Sorry.
Copywriting, you know, there's a way I explain copywriting.
Sure, because now I wouldn't even know. I'm like, do I just write a copy and then write?
Yeah,
like, what happens?
Because a lot of people even confuse it with like printing CDs. Like when I like copywriter, they're like, print my CD, you can sell something.
You're a pirate.
Yeah. But the best way, the way I explain copywriting is that, like, for example, if you look at a TV ad, and you take out and you decrease the volume to silence, whatever that's missing pretty much is like the job that I'm responsible for. So the audio, what's written, and I guess the tagline at the end, but it goes far beyond than just the TV ad. It's just ideating, coming up with concepts for these ads, but mainly it is about writing them, and putting them into.
What would you say your process is when you tap into your creative juices and you want to write this ad? Like, what's your thought process? Is there a ritual you do? Maybe you slaughter a chicken? Like, how do you do that?
Well,
because it's magical, man.
Of course, what is important, how they taught us go vague and stuff like that is, we have to always start with an insight, like a human truth, something that everyone can relate to, whether broke, rich, or whatever, but something that is like true to every single person. And then if you can like get that insight, it will aid in writing the script or making sure that the script speaks to those people without missing the mark. And making sure you rely, the information in dope and proper, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much just start from the inside and see where you go from there.
And then, if you don't mind me asking, what insight did you get when you were working on this new Gijimi ad?
Oh yeah, no.
You guys better check out the ad.
It's an interesting ad, man. What the new ad, it took a team of a lot of people. Like, believe it or not, I think we went through like 10 scripts before we landed on that one, and then pretty much So the whole campaign is about like a family full house, right? So, and make your family proud. It was the first time I think Licken was advertising a family meal. So they wanted to make like, a thing about it. And then we knew that it had to be around family. It's the first time people are going to be seeing Licken talk about it. So we knew that we had to play around that territory. Yeah. So we started with like, the simple insights of like, when you go home during maybe vacations and your magriza wants to kind of like kiss you, like the things like you don't choose your family type of situation. Yeah. And we started there, came up with different ideas. And then after like 10 rounds of that, I think it was January, came back and we're like, we're not really feeling these things, because you can imagine the pressure at Licken, you have to kind of hit that mark. Sure. So after writing all those 10 scripts, we came back after the new year and we're like, actually, we don't think we are there yet. And that's when like Tepo, one of our CDs, kind of like initiated this brainstorm where we kind of had to like start from scratch. And that's where we came up with the idea of make your family proud.
Umgiji.
Yeah, of Umgiji. Legs of thunder.
Who chose that character? He plays it very well. Right?
Yeah, he does. It was so obviously there's the process of like auditioning and stuff like that, and you have to pick who's gonna play the lead. I remember the first round, the director came back with like different main characters, but like none of them were like saying like I'm Gijim. And then when we were writing this thing, we kind of had an idea of who could play this thing, like. And we're thinking like someone like your Shaka Zulu. Yeah, sure. But we're thinking the old Shaka Zulu, like we're thinking this guy is the perfect guy. Yeah, someone tough. Sure. We're like, this guy should be the one, to play this thing. But obviously,
it's funny because there's a part in Shaka Zulu where they're like, Oshanga, Ukijima, cool.
Yeah.
That totally does, man.
Yeah, so after like the director came back with the first round and then there was no like lead that we were in love with, we started throwing around ideas, and then a picture of the new shark of Lemohang was sent to the group, and we're like, if we could get this guy, it would be cool. Yeah. And then lucky for us, he was available for the day, and then he was keen on doing it.
Nice.
Where did you guys shoot this advert? I mean, it's obviously shot very well. It looks like it's like dated back to some degree.
Yeah.
Where was this advert even shot? Are you allowed just
Yeah, bro. It was shot here in Johannesburg and Pretoria.
Really?
Yeah. The stadiums we used was like Pilditch, You know the Pildes Stadium for Athletics in Pretoria?
I've
Next to
heard of
Showgrounds.
it, no.
It's next to Showgrounds, and we also used Lucas Moripe in Attridgeville.
Yeah.
And then we also used the UJ Stadium. Those are the 3 stadiums that we used. But it was like, we alternated around PTN and Johannesburg.
Sure. So now you've talked about like one of the brands which you're working on now, Great Advert, which you're working on now, right? What's the one brand that no money, nothing, would you actually like want to do copywriting for? Or in fact, is there an advert that you look at and you're like, I wish I did the copywriting for that, or I want to do the copywriting for that?
It's Chicken Licken, my brother. I think I'm right where I want to be. Because, you know, even when, like a crazy story, when I started at Vega, because when you're a student, they'll look for like work that they'll take to Luris or whatever, right?
Sure.
So even how I got like, or how they found out about me was through like that program where I wrote a Chicken Licken ad back in varsity.
Yeah.
But it was like filled with sexual innuendos. Nobody it was just like, it was definitely under, you know, not PG at all.
Yeah.
But no, those guys believed in it, and then they took me to Luris for Students Week and stuff like that. I met Koli there. I don't think he remembers me. I gave him my business card and everything.
Yeah, the business card back then.
To make sure.
I hope you guys are learning.
But yeah, so it didn't do well at the Luris, but at the Pendoring, it also didn't do well. But after playing it, some folks from FCB just came to my desk and to the table we were sitting at and said, who wrote that ad? And then I was like, it was me. And they're like, yo, bro, you should come through to FCB. At that time, I didn't have any place to work, you know. I was still looking.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then they're like, yo,
you done with school? Because it was after your, what is it called? Brand challenge.
Yeah, it was after brand challenge, 3rd year. And then I was in my 3rd year. So I was finishing up looking for an internship opportunity and stuff like that. And luckily that came, you know, at the right time. But like I've always, you know, loved like Chicken Licken ads and seeing how it was done and then, you know, like just seeing everything come to life. So I think SA, there's nowhere I'd rather be. Like this is the perfect.
And I mean, look, I'm going to attest to this. Chicken Licken is one of the brands we always talk about.
Yeah.
They're always relevant. They know exactly what they're doing. It's amazing to meet somebody that's behind it. You know, one of the people. And I know, we all know that in South Africa, there's 2 brands. I won't mention the other one, but there's 2 brands, and they both with food, and they do so really well in South Africa. And here's the person who's involved in this thing. So you bought a can. What is a can?
So,
because that's, I mean,
it's not a Movaya can.
it's not a mobile can, and this is like this is the Grammy of the awards.
Yeah,
like you got this thing. Like,
exactly.
That's crazy.
Yes.
And not anybody can just win a can, right?
No.
It's like, please explain to us.
Yeah, so a can is like pretty much a prestigious award ceremony that takes place in France.
Okay.
You know, and yeah. And yeah, man, it's a big thing, you know.
And to have won, like, how does it feel?
To be honest with you, and I don't know how you take this answer, but to me, I don't know about it. It's normal, bro. Sure. But at the time, I won't lie, when they announced it, I know I felt on top of the world. I didn't believe it, bro. You know, it was like, I don't even know how to explain it, because it was like,
do you feel like you're not deserving, or you're not doing enough?
No, actually, you know, throughout my career, I felt like most of the work that has gotten me accolades, even this Chicken Licken one, I've worked with other people, you know.
Sure.
It wasn't just like a one-man job or a copywriter and art director. It was like a group effort, you know. But when it came to that, the Coke campaign that won us the can, I didn't feel like I didn't deserve it, because for the first time it was a campaign that I worked on with my art director, and it was an idea about music. So it was like the biggest validation that I could get. Okay, I'm doing the right thing, you know. But me is just the whole thing awards, Jay, and the clout it comes with. I'm not I'm not the type of person to
Kanye,
live with that thing.
These are the guys that are winning the awards. They don't want to be known. Nobody wants to. They don't want nobody to know them.
So which campaign got you this?
It's the Beat Can campaign.
Big can, which it was the beats.
Yeah, the beats on a can where you can put the cans together and it can create one song.
I remember that very well. Yeah, friends of mine did promotions and that kind of stuff.
Nice,
yeah.
And then now that you're on to music, right?
Sure.
Did your music career influence that campaign to a certain degree?
Yes, 100%. I think because when that brief landed on the table, Coke had already done things with the cans, it was names and stuff like that, so they were just looking for a different opportunity. So obviously we're like, now where do we go? What else are we going to put? And I think me being in the music space or like having that experience here music every time, it was kind of like an easier thing to go to at Halohan.
Sure.
Yeah, okay, they put names on it, but wouldn't it be sick if we could like put a beat and then you could create music out of that thing on the can?
My brother, that's power, man. That is power.
Shout out.
That is
for
power,
sure.
man.
So talk to me about Me, Myself and Only.
So Me, Myself and Only is my latest project.
Sure.
It's an EP that is very personal. It's personal in a sense because it came after like I guess a breakup. But I don't want to make it about the breakup. Yeah. I think it's just about the mind state you are in after that whole,
so
you were just
situation.
Expressing yourself through the music.
Yeah, I was just expressing myself where I'm at through the music, what got me here, what might take me out, or what I need to do to make sure the next thing is better and stuff like that. Just thoughts that you think about when you're just like in like solace, with yourself and then thinking. And then, it's a very, I think it's one of my most personal albums ever.
Nice deep, bro.
So you're saying this is not your first?
No, it's not my first. It's actually, I think my fourth.
Wow.
It's my fourth project.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my fourth project.
How many years have you been doing music?
I started recording music in grade 4.
Yeah.
In grade 4, we used to.
Yeah,
actually. It was like No, I was lucky. There was this other guy called Senzo. He used to live in this place called Wonder Park. He had like a young studio, and then he called me there and he told me like the price is like 100 rand to record your song.
Sure.
And then I told my friends about it. And we'd just get our parents like every Friday, kopela 100 randa, yago senzo, or something. And that's just how it started. We didn't know what we were doing. It was just like, it's just for the fun of it, And then with time, I guess the love grows and then.
Sure.
Time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I love the music, bro. Really keep it up. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you do check it out for sure. Really, really dope music. I've definitely listened to it.
I'm jamming it now in my whip.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out.
Music, and we're not just saying this because you hear it. We definitely honor the invite. And before we let you go, we've got a couple of questions. Are you on Twitter?
I'm not that active, but I am on Twitter, yes.
Okay, and what's your favorite hashtag on Twitter?
Ever?
Yeah.
Yo. Ever.
Mixit didn't have hashtags.
No, Mixit didn't have hashtags.
Blue eyes.
Yeah, actually, this is a good question. It's a tough one. Favorite hashtag? What's your favorite hashtag ever?
21 day photo challenge essay. Because I created it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you created that?
I created that. It was all about photography during lockdown.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, yours could be about chicken licking. It could be about something that you think of.
I don't know,
Okay.
Because I'm not like, I don't want to say I'm not like a trendy person or I'm not about trends and stuff like that. But like, I'd say, no, it's a tough one. I'd say, if I had to pick, like recently, I'd say it's the Kendrick and J. Cole.
The beef.
Yeah. For now, yeah. If I had to pick.
And then you came out with an apology. We need your think piece on this. After the podcast is done. We need him in a separate podcast.
Then Marv, before we let you, you still have some questions?
I'd like to have one more, but carry on.
I'd say for anyone that's listening right now,
Yeah.
which track would you suggest? Which track would you recommend? If someone was to say, yo, you have a new album out, which one track would you say, listen to this, and you know it will make them listen to the entire album?
Yeah.
Which track is your elevator pitch, basically?
Yeah, that's the one.
I'd say listen to track 4, which is Top, Changura.
Oh, Changura.
With Changura, which I feel like I was, myself, I wasn't overthinking a lot of things.
Sure.
And, it's just authentic. So if you really want to know about the type of music I make and the type of person I am, that's where you kind of feel the most of me.
Nice.
Love that. We'll definitely be checking the album out.
Oh, yeah.
And before we let you go again, I keep saying this is the second time I'm counting. And this should be a job.
Yeah.
Because I always say this when we have guests.
Yeah.
What's the one? I have two actually. What's the
questions?
one? What's the one thing you would tell somebody who wants to be a copywriter that's listening to this?
Yeah.
Whether they're seasoned, whether they're not seasoned, maybe you want to tell them, yo, you guys need to improve your game.
Yeah.
Maybe ChatGPT, grammar, like anything you'd suggest for them.
Yeah, no, I think one thing I'd tell anybody aspiring to be a copywriter is just, there are your ChatGPTs and everything, but for me, it's the practice.
Yeah.
If you're saying you're a writer, you need to practice and the practice doesn't have to be writing advertising, whether it is music, whether it's poetry, whether it's whatever outlet you have to practice your writing, just to sharpen your skills, to be more, to get to be more creative and as well in expressing your thoughts.
Sure.
I think that is a huge asset that you need to have, I guess. Yeah.
Just love that. And then one last question. What can we look forward to from you? Or can you give a little bit of advice for anybody listening? And we normally do this, say that leave it for our next guest.
Yeah. Oh.
But Bohosi had a question actually. Did Bohosi have a question?
He did.
He did have a question. We've forgotten the question, which we would have actually given it to you.
Okay,
but we will still send it to you so that you actually. In fact, listen to our previous podcast with Bohosi. There's a question that he leaves there right at the end, but watch the whole thing.
I think that's a cool concept, though. Of letting. Okay, I'll listen to it. Yeah.
So we'll still ask you to answer it, but it might be offline. But please leave a question for our next guest. Could be. What are you doing differently in advertising to make it better or sustain? Whatever it may be. Any question. What did you have for breakfast? How do you anything?
Okay. It's a tough one.
Right?
I think the question, because I'm all about self-betterment and everything. I think the question I'd leave for the next guest is that in a world that is like forever, like I guess on the wave. I'm struggling to find the words, but on the same wavelength of trying to kind of like, I don't want to say the simplest word is clout. In a world that is like cloud chasing. What are you doing to make sure that you still excel without the need to live up to other people's expectations of you, or
I like that.
And this is for creatives,
OnlyFans accounts just for clout.
Just for clout. Yeah. I love that, and I mean we know that the X platform now is capitalizing quite a lot on cloud, because now you can get paid for impressions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I really love a question like that, especially just to creatives or anybody outside that's in the social media space, because once the cloud goes, then what happens?
Yeah. And sorry to jump in there. Sure. I think the reason why I chose that question is because I think I was also in that pool of seeing, let me see what I can do
with the cloud. And
then I was left with the same question. Okay, once this thing is gone and I'm left with myself, and what's there? Like, do I still feel like, dope about myself?
Gone when you're sitting on that toilet seat.
Yeah.
And you're all alone.
And you're like,
no impressions.
No,
unless it's TikToking it.
For sure, yeah. That's so true. Really love the question. Marvin, has been amazing having you here. We've had you longer than we wanted to, because we normally do this for like 5-10 minutes maximum. But this has been a super amazing interview that we definitely will have it on its own. We hope to have you back here, because we know you're going to work on amazing ads. And we know you work on other amazing ads, which you haven't even like, we would love to go deeper into ads and people to understand the people that are behind these adverts. Because, you know, we see it on TV, we see the actor, but we don't really understand the people that happen to them. You were the copywriter on the DJ advert by Licken, which is an amazing and dope advert. If you guys see it out there, make sure that you put Marvin. If you don't watch it on YouTube, just write Marvin. Wherever you are. But shout out, thank you for coming to the podcast, bro.
Oh, wait, shout out. I'd also like to shout out the rest of the team that worked on that thing, you know. Shout out to Kabelo Mabaso, my art director. Big shout out to Tsepo Tumahole and Tsepo Moharosi, our CDs. And those guys are pretty much the brains behind all your favorite Chicken Licken ads. So shout out to those guys.
For sure, we'll definitely love them to have them on here. We hope that you're going to advocate for us and we have them on here and break down different parts of advertising, since you've broken down the script writing. It's been really amazing. Thank you once again. We'll see you guys next time. This has been an amazing episode with Marvin Mpanda, a really dope creative. He's a copywriter, he's a musician, a future Grammy winner. He's got a can on his hands. But for me, I'm Shuti Abashuti. Peace.
Ciao.
Introducing Calispace, a stock photo platform dedicated to showcasing images of Black people. Whether you're a professional photographer or you just know your way around a smartphone, sign up, submit your photos, and start earning through your creativity. Visit www.calispace.co.za.